are not safe. Okay? We are moving into, as much as you may hate it, as much as you may think it's unnecessary, maybe you don't think that you're big enough or you're famous enough to actually warrant to have to do some of these protections or put some of these protections in place. A lot of people are always saying, what are the benefits of marriage? And although I can name numerous financial benefits, benefits that come along with raising a child in a two-parent household. Shout out to My Name is Corey. I'm going to be reading that super chat shortly. I can name a lot of different benefits that come along with being married as far as the actual financial system that you can take care of or that you can take advantage of in order to, leverage up, level up, and become a better version of yourself, right? But the thing that we don't talk about when every guy says, well, what is the problem or what is the financial benefits of getting married? Part of it is that I don't have to worry about stuff like this. I don't have to worry about stuff like that. I don't have to worry about accusations. Now, accusations can be alleged in any situation, but you have a much better chance of not finding yourself in a situation where she said she drug you in a dark corner, especially considering that we got cameras everywhere today. And a lot of guys, they say they think that they are above the group. You think you special. You a special guy. You're a special guy, huh? You're special? Okay, cool. So how about this, Pumpkin? You special. We only know of about a good 5 or 6 famous people that has been accused, including Trump, Diddy, Jimmy Iovine, Cuba Gooding Jr., Axl Rose, and then some people are saying Marcellus Wiley. I will not say anything negative about Marcellus Wiley because I have his phone number in real life. And so I'm going to call Marcellus Wiley and I'm going to kick it with him and I'm going to have a conversation with him that is completely off the internet, because if I know you in real life and I have your phone number, I am never, and that's another thing. People were asking me, Anton, how come you're not mentioning Marcellus Wiley? Because I got his phone number. And so I'm going to call him and I'm going to ask him and see what's happening. And I'm going to call him out there in LA and I'm going to kick it with him and I'm going to see what's happening, right? Because when you know somebody in real life and their character seems to be up to speed and up to par, I cannot by default have a conversation about you outside of good faith before first having a conversation with you. That's just not how we roll over here on the Millionaire Morning Show. We don't throw people that we know in real life that we can speak to in real life under the bus. We're going to call him and have a conversation with him. And who knows, he's going through a legal dispute. He may not even be able to speak about it. But I'm definitely not going to have a conversation about him online when I can call him in person, because that's not what you do. When you have the phone number of people and you can kick it with them in real life, you don't have a conversation about them on the internet. So that's why, for those of you that are asking inside of the chat, why are you not actually including him in this? That is why. It's because I can call him in real life and have a conversation with him and see if, he need anything from me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's my guy right here. So I'll hit him up. I'll hit up M-Dub and see what's happening out here in these streets, and we're going to kick it. But outside of that, if you know of 5 or 6 different people that are famous that is getting accused, right? If there were over 2,500 lawsuits that were leveraged, then who do you think that the other 2,400 plus guys are? I'm not going to call them on the live stream. Who do you think that the other 2,400 guys are? They are guys of significance within their own lives, within their own professions. Some of them may have money. Some of them may not have money. Some of them may be regular guys. And some of them may be guys that obviously it's not true. And some of them it may be true. Who knows? But the one thing that I will tell you is that the other 2,400 people that are accused are just like you. And just because they have not necessarily opened up the laws or satisfied the people or feminist groups with opportunities to continue to take advantage of these remixed laws in the first place, does not mean at some point that they will not try to bring you to the front of the congregation, which is why you have to operate with the level of dick discipline, because you don't know how it's going to affect you in the best years of your life. And then B, you want to make sure that you don't put yourself in a position to then be taken advantage of, especially when you didn't do anything, for the guys that's not doing nothing. We're getting to a point where you're going to have to record and have them sign for consent for them to even be in your presence. I'm not even talking about doing nothing with them. I'm talking about for them to be in your presence for the possibility of something to happen. You're going to have to record getting a signature for consent, and if you don't want them to then say what's happening as far as your business and things that they observe that may not even be relevant to them and sharing it with people on the internet, you're going to have to also force them to sign a non-disclosure agreement, which also needs to emphasize that it's indefinitely, because even when you sign a non-disclosure agreements, a lot of them, they're only lasting for a certain amount of years before people can come out and say whatever it is that they want to say and then ruin whatever it is that you got going on. Check with your local law. Check with your local government. Check what's happening in your state. Do not take my word for it. I'm just giving you advice on what it is that I see, how I move, and not how I'm advising you to move. I'm just telling you what my life is like. Check with your local lawyers. Get with a good one. Make sure you get the right documents, and then make sure that you operate under those agreements accordingly, because I'm telling you, it sounds weird. Y'all told me that I was crazy, and I've been telling y'all this for years. It sounds weird, but you as a guy that who hasn't even begun to get to the spaces where you're supposed to be as far as your earning potential and your opportunities that's going to come before you, every single day, guys are getting out of jail for being accused for things that they didn't commit. If a woman can accuse a guy for something that happened in 1989, literally 34 years ago, almost 35 years ago, what makes you think that you're above it? If we don't start to have conversations about A, changing the laws, and then B, advocating against all of these things that are then putting you under duress, if you think that you're above the group, I have news for you. You will be one of the very ones that's asking for people to come to your aid and to make sure that they help you set up a legal defense fund, because you did not heed what it is that I'm telling you right now. Listen, I have been right way more than I've been wrong when it comes to the things that I am predicting that is going to continue to happen. It is going to be a standard. It is going to be a new standard. It's going to be something that your forefathers and the men of yesteryear and even the men of my generation never had to subject themselves to, as far as your sons and your grandchildren are going to. You're going to be having a conversation with your son and your grandchildren saying, hey, did you get her consent verbally, written, and on camera? Did you get her consent verbally, written, and then did you record it? Otherwise, you're going to find yourself under duress. Those are listen, if you don't start to listen to what I'm telling you, you're going to have a conversation in the future with your future sons and grandchildren about what consent is, as far as how you're supposed to secure it from a woman before you can even have her in your presence in the first place. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that it's getting to this point to where we are not even smart enough or wise enough, or we don't operate with a level of integrity. And let me be clear. I'm not saying that there's not guys that are taking advantage of women, because if they are, then so be it. You're going to have to face the consequences that come along with it. But what I'm saying is that when you are a stand-up dude and you are moving based off of how you're supposed to be moving, you still are not absolved from the possibility of something happening to you that you did not intend to happen in the first place, that you never even knew that it was coming and that it was going to hit you. What if you become successful, incredibly successful? What if you become famous? What if you blow up on YouTube? What if you make a whole lot of money, and then you then have somebody accusing you of doing something just so they can get a money grab, so that they don't ruin your reputation and mess up all of your opportunities that come along with it? Eric Adams had more than enough things on his plate, and now he got a chick from 1993 accusing him of something. And I don't think that Eric Adams have a chance in hell of being reelected in New York. I don't think that Eric Adams have a chance in hell of being reelected over in New York, as though he didn't have enough on his plate. Now he has a chick that filed a lawsuit at the very last minute based off of the Survivors Act over in New York from a 1993 alleged interaction that she's saying that he was touching her inappropriately and he did something to her that he probably didn't even do. Who knows? He has no chance in hell, in my opinion, of getting reelected in New York. People are already getting ready to run against him or run in his place. You are not above it. You are not above it. If you are not taking precautions and being very, very careful of not only who it is that you align yourself with, but if you think that you can just go out and have a drunk night and that be the end of it, you got another thing coming, buddy. You got another thing coming, buddy. Don't say that I didn't warn you. Don't say that I didn't tell you. I warned you. I told you on Thanksgiving in 2023 that you need to move a little bit differently because it is not playing out the way that y'all thought it was going to play out over here in the United States of the Americas. Anton said it first.